Good morning everyone. I hope you all are fit and healthy. So dear students, now we are going to observe secondary growth in dicot stem. So first question arises, what is secondary growth? The increase in thickness of a plant is known as secondary growth. So secondary growth, it is basically observed in dicot plants only. It is not at all observed in monocot plant. Secondary growth is observed in dicot plant. And in your syllabus, you have to do the secondary growth in dicot stem. So, to understand the secondary growth in dicot stem, first thing you need to revise is transverse section of dicot stem. Sunflower represent dicot plant, so we are observing here now transverse section of a dicot plant, and that is of stem. So first important point is that the outermost layer is known as epidermis. We can see here the outermost layer is known as epidermis, and then next to epidermis was hypodermis layer, which was made up of collenchyma cells. And this epidermis has given rise to shoot hair also, and it is also covered by another layer that is known as cuticle. Next you observe here is a hypodermis below epidermis. In the hypodermis you have observed there were collenchymatous cells, and after that hypodermis there is a general cortex, and this general cortex consists of parenchymatous cells. Next to general cortex is the endodermis, and single layer of endodermis is present. Next to endodermis, inner to endodermis was semilunar patches of pericycle, and then we have observed there was xylem and phloem. Phloem, it was present towards epidermis, as you can observe here, and xylem, it is present towards pith. Since here we are studying stem, so in stem endark condition of xylem is observed. Endark means protoxylem will be towards inner side and metaxylem will be towards the epidermis. So that was endark condition of xylem. Most important thing here is that, which is very important to understand the secondary growth in dicot stem, is that there was a cambium present between phloem and xylem. This cambium, which is already present between phloem and xylem, it will be known as intrafascicular cambium. So two terms you will know here in secondary growth: interfascicular cambium and intrafascicular cambium. So since you are observing this phloem and xylem, it is already present, so we will call it as primary phloem and primary xylem, and the cambium which is present between primary phloem and primary xylem will be known as intrafascicular cambium. And pericycle, which was next to endodermis, it was observed in semilunar patches. And there was thin layer of parenchymatous cells between the vascular bundles. So this is again, it is primary phloem, intrafascicular cambium, then there is a primary xylem. In between two vascular bundles you have observed there were cells, these cells, and these cells, they constitute medullary ray, which is also known as pith ray. Now the major portion which is responsible for the secondary growth comes here is that the cells of this medullary ray, they will become meristematic and they will give rise to interfascicular cambium. Means now these cells, they will become meristematic and cambium will form here, and this cambium will be known as interfascicular cambium. So the cells of the medullary ray, they have become meristematic and they have given rise to interfascicular cambium. And this interfascicular cambium will finally give rise to secondary phloem and secondary xylem. So let us see here again. There was the outer layer that is known as epidermis. It was covered by another layer that is known as cuticle. Next to epidermis was a layer that is known as hypodermis. Below hypodermis there was general cortex, and below this there was a endodermis layer. Then we have observed next to endodermis there was pericycle, and this pericycle was observed in semilunar patches. These are the semilunar patches of pericycle. Then after that there was vascular bundle. Vascular bundles were in conjoint position, means they were on the same radii, and xylem, it is towards the pith, phloem towards epidermis, and then there was cells between vascular bundle and this cells, they were known as pith ray or medullary ray, and then the xylem and the phloem, since they are already present, we will call it as primary phloem and primary xylem, and the cambium which is present here between primary xylem and primary phloem will be known as intrafascicular cambium. So now let us know the secondary growth in dicot stem. In the secondary growth in dicot stem, you will know there will be formation of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So now this is figure 6.34 given on page number 6.34. So here this is the internal section of dicot stem, and here we will observe how secondary growth takes place. So first thing you are observing here is that there were cells which were known as promeristem. This promeristem was basically giving rise to primary meristem, and this primary meristem was responsible for the longitudinal growth of the plant. Then we have observed there is provascular tissue. Provascular tissue will give rise to primary phloem and primary xylem. There was a cambium present between primary phloem. You know, primary phloem, it is on the outer side towards epidermis, and primary xylem, it is towards pith, as we have just revised. So primary phloem and primary xylem, in between this there is a cambium that is known as intrafascicular cambium. Then next after this we will concentrate on this diagram. So here this is the epidermis, then is the cortex, then after that you are observing here a ring is formed. A ring is formed. So here you need to know that primary phloem and primary xylem, between this there was already intrafascicular cambium present, and then since I have told you medullary rays, the cells medullary rays, they will become meristematic and they will give rise to interfascicular cambium. So now interfascicular cambium has also arisen, and completely interfascicular and intrafascicular cambium together, they form a cambial ring. So vascular cambial ring is formed here. Now what happens? This cambial ring will become active and this will start cutting off new cells. Now this primary xylem, which is towards the pith, it will be pushed towards the inner side, towards pith. As you can observe here, this is the pith and primary xylem, it is pushed now towards pith, and there is a formation of the new cells which is known as secondary xylem. You need to focus very clearly. So there was a pith present and primary phloem and primary xylem. Now when cambial ring is present, this cambial ring will start cutting off new cells, means it will give rise to secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So primary xylem, which is present towards the pith, it will be pushed more towards inside, towards pith, and now here the new cells has taken place and this is known as secondary xylem. Then if we concentrate on primary phloem similarly, this primary phloem, you can observe here, it has now moved, shifted towards the outer side, and in between that there is a secondary phloem has taken place. This means this cambial ring has pushed the primary xylem towards pith and primary phloem towards the outer epidermis. So this is how secondary phloem and secondary xylem takes place. And the formation of this secondary phloem and secondary xylem, it is continued throughout the year. So it is continued throughout the life of a plant, and you will observe this will be secondary phloem of first year, second year, third year, and similarly secondary xylem of first year, second year and third year. So this is how the secondary growth takes place in the dicot stem. So this is all about your secondary growth in dicot stem. This is all for today. Take care everyone.